But just get in for a second, and then.
It's always fun to have more AJ&Smart people in the video. I love how slowly, it's like they went slower than once they knew we were recording. Yeah. Gosh, what a fun time we have here, huh? So actually, I should probably mention, we are in beautiful Mallorca, Spain, on a company retreat, and unfortunately, there's no way to say that without it sounding douchey. Like, there really just isn't. So we're sorry about that, but we are enjoying ourselves, if it's any consolation. So I'm Brittany, I'm from AJ&Smart, and today I'm gonna talk to you guys on the internet world about 5 principles you should definitely keep in mind when you're doing a design sprint, or just when you wanna do like super productive, efficient work. These are 5 things to keep in mind, so here we go. Number 1, together alone. This is a really interesting sort of philosophy, if I can call it that. The whole idea is that when you're working in a group, that you all work individually, but towards the same goal. So you're working together on one challenge or problem, but you're doing all of your own individual work. Super weird to wrap your head around at first, but really cool concept. And if you can manage to make it happen, this is where like a really good moderator, someone sort of in charge of the group is gonna need to sort of come into play. If you can manage to make this happen, you will really find like the best results come out of it. Very, very cool philosophy that we use all the time on a daily basis, maybe? Oh man. All right, number 2, we have tangible items are more important or better than discussion. So that one needs an explanation because it's sort of very ambiguous, but here's the deal. So whenever you're discussing something with a colleague and you're discussing like a solution, let's say, to a problem, it's so much better to actually have something tangible in your hands as an example to explain what you're thinking than to just sort of describe it. Because as you know, when you describe something to a group of people, everybody has a different idea of what you just said and what you were trying to get across. So to have a visual, something super tangible, this is a way to sort of cut through that miscommunication that can like happen every time you're having any kind of sort of discussion. So we always value something tangible, a visual, even something you can like just hold in your hand over open, endless discussion. Very important. Really good example of a tangible item would be if you were like, you know, I think that this app or this digital product should have a swipey interface, right? And everybody's like, oh yeah, swipey interface. It's totally, I understand completely, you know, but they don't get it because what you meant was swiping upwards and they thought they were swiping to the side, you know, and it's all just a big mess of confusion. Probably will end up in murder. I mean, probably somebody will get killed. So the point is that if you are presenting this idea to the team and you say, you know, I think we should have a swipey interface, bring up a friggin' example of a swipey interface, you know, and show the team the swipey interface so they know exactly what you're talking about and they don't have to come up with an example themselves. Ta-da! Okay. So you might have noticed that we've changed locations. That's because the wonderful gardener decided that it was time to cut the grass, you know? So it was like, all you could hear was just the nice, beautiful purr of the lawnmower. It was nice, but we thought maybe not nice enough. So now we have this. Amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you my 3rd tip for working with your product design team. So number 3 is something that we say all the time. I'm not even sure if we invented it, but I feel like maybe we invented it, you know? It's called getting started is more important than being right. Now this is something actually that just comes into play so much for us because we work on a team and everybody has very strong opinions. Everybody has ideas that they think will work for a certain challenge or problem we're facing. And the problem is that you can't really sit and discuss until we all agree on one way to go, right? One direction to take. So what we always say is it doesn't matter which direction we go in, as long as we start going in one. And as long as we are testing the direction we took or questioning it constantly, then we'll figure out, sorry, I'm not really making a lot of sense because I'm just so fucking hot. This is like, actually, I'm burning up here.
See it now? I can't do this.
Yeah.
We're moving again.
Yeah, I'm not making, okay, you guys, I've stopped making sense because the sun is literally melting my skin straight off my body. So I think we're gonna need to move again, Kit. I'm so sorry. We've moved to our third location. This video just keeps getting more exciting, doesn't it? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about number 3. Getting started is more important than being right. Really important when you're working on a team. Prioritize actually doing something over discussing the right way to do it. Because in every kind of work you do, you can always stop. You can sort of do work in chunks and actually stop and be able to test something or try something out before you go through with the entire process of, completing that. So the important thing is actually to just get started with something, just work together towards something, and then you'll find out very quickly whether or not it's working or not, and you can move on with a new idea. Number 4 is don't rely on creativity. So this is something that seems very counterintuitive for a lot of people working in a creative field like product design or design in general. But the thing is, if you always have to rely on you yourself feeling creative when you wake up on Monday morning, you'd never get anything done. I mean, let me just speak for myself. I would never get anything done because I know that not every Monday I'm waking up feeling super excited and I have all these ideas. But if you incorporate a process, if you have something very structured the way you work, it's just so much better. It's so much more efficient. Creativity is a process. It shouldn't be looked at as this like magical thing that you have to feel inspired in order to come up with a creative idea. If you set in place very specific structured exercises or a specific process for yourself, honestly, I really think you'll be surprised at how creative you'll find you can be. Okay, creativity, but what's next? This is a really good one, and probably we should have done this for this activity as well, but you should time box everything. And this is something that I'd never heard of or never even had really done before starting working at AJ&Smart. But we have these little timers. The idea is that always give yourself a certain amount of time to do something. The chances that you will take too much time to do something if you're not restricting yourself, very, very high. So the idea, this is a really sort of simple idea, is that the activity that you're doing will expand, the time it takes will expand to the amount of time that you give it. The point is the amount of time you give yourself to do something is the exact amount of time it will take. So if you give yourself 3 days for something, it's going to take 3 days, I guarantee it. If you give yourself an hour and a half, that's how long it will take to do it. So just get a timer, for God's sakes, use your phone and just always give yourself time box. Always give yourself restricted amount of time. Okay, you guys, I know, believe it or not, we're finished. Gardner's getting closer. He actually is getting closer. It's so funny. Okay, let me know what you think. Definitely subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It was a little crazy. Oh, my hair was acting crazy. It's a little crazy, a little nuts, a little hot, but I hope that you learned something because these are things that we do on a regular basis, and I really believe that they're like such important things to consider when working with any kind of team, actually. So thanks so much. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe. I already said that, but you never can say it too many times.
How was the experience of making video?
How much am I sweating right now? I feel like my whole face is like a mirror amount of sweat. It's warm. When you're in Spain, that sounds a little douchey, doesn't it? It always sounds douchey when you say it,
When you say you're in Spain.
When you're like, I'm working in Spain today, it's just so like, you post like photos of yourself, like this is where I'm working this week, my office. But yeah, the shoot was fun. I like when it's full of surprises, Kit behind the camera, love that. Yeah, hey.
We could do another video like how not to be a douchey tech.
Oh, that's funny.
First of all, don't say tech.
Yes.
Say technology industry.
Don't say tech, don't say analytics, don't say connect. You want to connect? I'm gonna connect. Let's connect. I want to connect next week. Go for go for a working lunch?
Have we already connected?
We're connected.
Are we connected?
Yeah. Are we connected?
Yeah, we're connected.
Let's connect. Adios, adios, adios. Hey, I'm in Spain. That makes sense. Adios. Ah.